I've always loved to go out on the road and see what the folks are thinking. And I can tell you, after being on the road this weekend, there is a storm brewing across this country when it comes to health care reform. Now, what our team saw this weekend on the road in Indiana and in Colorado, absolutely astounding. Democrats and the liberal base of the party are drawing a line in the sand with their own elected officials. They say, look, either you're going to support the public option or you're going to lose our support. And tonight, they're putting it in writing. Now, I spoke in French Lick, Indiana on Saturday to the Democratic Editorial Convention in French Lick, Indiana. It was all about the public option. That's all folks want to talk about. They're sending a very clear message to these blue dogs in the congressional delegation. Look, you either support the president and the public option, or we may not be there. Then Saturday night, I spoke to the Broomfield Democrats in Denver, Colorado, and after listening to Democrats in two different states in one day, I just put it out to the Broomfield Democrats. I said, look, are you willing to throw Udall and Bennett under the bus if they're not going to support a public option? And they all roared, and I said, well, put it in writing. Hours later, I had this letter from the executive council and the leadership of the Democratic Party there in the Broomfield County, and this is it. This is signed. Now, we just haven't seen anything like this. Here we have a situation where the very people that voted for the Democratic senators in Colorado are now willing to put it on record and on paper and say, look, if you can't do public option, we can't support you anymore. I want to read this to you tonight, folks. Be it resolved, the executive committee of the Broomfield Democrats on this date, on behalf of the party members, the county declares its support for President Obama's call for a robust public option health care plan, one that is an integral part of the comprehensive reform that ensures that all in America have affordable access to quality basic health care, irrespective of health condition, socioeconomic status, or economic or employment status. Now, the present opportunity for the true health care reform that meets the above objectives is too fragile and too important for our nation for it to be lost to the politics of special interests. It should be clear by this proclamation that all elected officials and candidates for office desiring support of our party, either by financial or by ballot, must evidence clear support for this resolution as stated. This applies to our Democratic colleagues, Senator Udall, Senator Bennett of Colorado, and Representative Polis, as well as other candidates seeking office in the city and county of Broomfield, Colorado. Now, folks, this is a courageous move, and I think that this is going to be happening in a lot of counties across the country. There is an undercurrent across America in Democratic counties that if you don't support this, we're not going to go back to the well with you. Now, you've seen all these crazy town hall meetings all summer long. Here's my radio town hall in Boulder, Colorado, at the University of Colorado just last night. Listen to this crowd. They're just getting right after it. Here's what they had to say.
The Majority Leader, Harry Reid. Where has he been? Why hasn't he grown a set?
So this is outside the Beltway. This is outside the Big Apple. This is out there in the heartland, in Indiana and in Colorado. This is a grassroots effort to send a message to elected Democrats. You better get it together and support President Obama and the public option. Health care reform is what it's all about. And they're getting real tired of this yellow dog or hound dog or blue dog or whatever the hell kind of dog you want to be. You have to support the president on this, or the Democratic movement in this country that elected Barack Obama is going to unravel. This is a moral issue. I warn the conservative Democrats, you need to vote your conscience on this. Too many Americans are going to be hurt if we don't get this right, and I don't want a co-op. So if I'm the head coach, I'm cutting anybody who's working on the co-op, okay? I'm a single payer guy. I wish they'd go down that road. But a public option, if we can get the the pre-existing condition removed, I'd draft that person in a second. But who's going to step to the Senate floor with the passion? Who's going to step to the Senate floor and say, when will the greed stop in the insurance industries? Who's that Democrat?